in the headlines. APC expects rancor-free consensus as National Convention holds in Abuja. Explosion rocks Rigasa community in Kaduna as bandits kill 50 villagers, abduct 9 in Giwa local government area. National Association of Nigerian Students to protest closure of universities over ASU strike. And on the foreign scene, thousands ordered to evacuate after Tal volcano erupts early Saturday in the Philippines. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Hosseina Usman. Now the news in full. The All Progressives Congress says it is now set to conduct a rancor-free national convention whose outcome will be determined largely through consensus. Chairman of the party's media subcommittee and Governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Saleh, gave the confirmation at a World News Conference in Abuja ahead of the Saturday, March 26 National Convention. Trust TV's Shafi'u Suleiman reports.
Flanked by other members of the media subcommittee, Governor Abdullahi Saleh says, though the party has gone through turbulent times leading to the convention, all processes have been harmonized and differences resolved with the intervention of President Muhammadu Buhari for a rancor-free convention.
President Muhammadu Buhari stated that APC was at a crucial moment in his life on a fast lane to self-destruct unless something was done. This was at the height of the APC's internal wranglings. President Muhammadu Buhari submitted that it was obvious that the fortunes of the party was in jeopardy, party administration was impossible, and consequently, an urgent need for intervention to immediately arrest further drifts and internal wranglings which may lead to total destruction had to be done. The President's charge on the task ahead was clear: an urgent need to maintain party cohesion, close ranks, and return our party to its winning ways.
He clarifies some knotty issues around the unity of the party, preference for consensus option, unity lists, refund to aspirants, among others.
Our first choice is always consensus, and we are still on that first choice. However, democracy demands that if even our constitution demands, and the constitution of Nigeria demands, that if that doesn't work, we'll go ahead and look at the other options. But right now, that remains our option number one. On the issue of political appointees to the president, our delegates lists are actually statutory. There are delegates. So if you have a former president as political appointee, if you have a former senator as a political appointee, these are already automatic delegates. So let's not confuse the two. Just because being an appointee doesn't necessarily take you out of being a delegate. Because our delegates are classified clearly. Former president under our party, former elected, this elected, that party official, and the rest of that. I don't think anybody holding a political party office is actually right now a political appointee of the president or the governors.
A statement made by the chairman Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, alluding to division in the rank of the APC governors, reverberates at the conference, even as the governor denies holding such position.
Governor Fayemi was sitting when all the meetings where all this had been agreed. So when you said that, I was surprised. But then I just received a report that actually there is a refutal, by Governor Fayemi. He said he never said that.
But the president is well within his right to have a preferred candidate. But in our party, let him come and campaign for that candidate at the Eagle Square on Saturday. If his candidate wins, fine. If his candidate loses, well, he's going to have to live with it.
The acclaimed over 41 million registered members of the APC, stakeholders in the party, and other Nigerians are looking forward to a peaceful convention that will usher in a new set of leaders that will steer the affairs of the ruling party. Shafi'u Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Still in politics, aggrieved members of the Nigerian Rescue Movement, the Nigerian People's Party, and 25 other political parties have accused the leadership of their parties of succumbing to the influence of those they allege are cabals responsible for the underdevelopment of Nigeria. The aggrieved members stated this during a press briefing in Abuja. According to the members, they have resolved to leave their respective parties to launch the Nigerian Voters Assembly, a movement which they claim would sensitize Nigerian voters on the need to actively participate in politics and election-related activities in the country.
Movement, in collaboration with other colleagues from the NPP and other parties here present, the party is currently being hijacked by the same member of the expired cabals that have held Nigeria hostage. We never believed that after Vision 2020, that Nigeria in 2022 will continue to look like a permanent state of accident, where everyone wants to break away from. In view of all these developments, however, we are here to officially launch the National Voters Assembly. It is an assembly like a national satirical parliament where membership is only by qualifying constitutionally to have or possess what we call the national weapon of change, which is the voter's card.
I want you to know that we are bringing new innovation to the corridor of politics here in Nigeria. And we want to put our efforts together to make sure that coming 2023, Nigerian, we got it right. A lot of you, citizens of this country, you have not been fully participating in the political program in the country. We want you to go out there and educate the citizen, the need for them to participate in politics 2023.
Now on security, residents of Damani community of Rigasa in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State panic following an explosion on Friday night. Reports say the incident happened close to a POS operator shop near Abubakar Sadiq Mosque. According to reports, an object believed to be an explosive was found close to the motorcycle belonging to a POS operator in the community. Meanwhile, the explosion injured the POS operator who is receiving treatment at a hospital. Reports say that a team of anti-bomb squad arrived at the scene and detonated another explosive. Still on security, bandits have killed at least 50 people and an unspecified number of persons abducted when they attacked 9 communities in Giwa local government area of Kaduna State. The State Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Muhammad Jalige, who confirmed the incident, says the command is yet to confirm the actual number of deaths and casualties recorded during the invasion. Meanwhile, a vigilante member in the Lalay area, Mansur Ibrahim, says the bandits who attacked the villages also burnt houses, vehicles, motorcycles, and carted away over 100 cows. He said the villages affected were the Lalay, Zangotama, Kaya, Barebari, Angwambako, Gidang Alhajin Kida, Kadanya and Durumi, among others, with Dilalay was hit by the attack where about 15 people were reported to be killed and 5 commercial trucks, 5 houses burnt as well. The bandits also burnt a church at Zangontama village, all in Giwa local government area, while some of the victims who sustained major gunshot injuries were receiving treatment at Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Shika, Zaria. Women are victims of the ravaging insecurity in Nigeria and should be allowed to contribute their quota in curbing the rising insecurity in the country. The call is made at a conference on vital role of women in curbing insecurity in Abuja, organized by Broad Sustainable Economic Empowerment and Peace. The report.
The conference attracts many women from far and near, as well as different organizations. Former Governor of Bauchi State, Muhammad Abubakar, re-echoes call for women's voice to be heard, especially on issues affecting women and the vital role they play in the society.
Women obviously represent a very large segment of our society. In Nigeria, in fact, women represent the larger segment of our society. Therefore, there is no way anywhere in the world a society will grow and prosper without involving a large segment of that society, or the larger segment of that society. This is also true in terms of engendering peace and security in any society. It is obvious for the simple reason that women are the central caretakers of society.
Director General of National Center for Women Development, Dr. Asabi Velita Bashir, said the conference is purposefully convened to examine the roles women can play in curbing insecurity in the country and address gender inequality issues.
Our being here today is to examine the role of women in combating insecurity in Nigeria and to fashion out the best ways to engender transformative and inclusive conflict resolution and fight against insecurity, which will ultimately contribute meaningfully to our development. To this end, the National Center for Women Development is first inviting all stakeholders here present to join forces and promote gender equality and women, peace and security through different approaches, including through strengthening managerial leadership and accountability on implementation of the gender equality and women, peace and security mandates across all sectors.
Minister of Women Affairs Dame Pauline Tallinn said as mothers, women are victims of insecurity and therefore women should be given an opportunity to play a critical role in curbing insecurity in the country.
Remember that all the children, the Boko Haram, the bandits, name it, are children that come from mothers. And if women are carried along, when a mother shouts and calls her son to another, definitely something will happen. There will be positive change. Let's try. If you keep trying something without result, try another. If we try more women, I believe the answer will be better.
The consensus at the end of the conference is that women should be given a role to play in ending insecurity in Nigeria.
Police in Rivers State arrest 42 suspected oil thieves with 42 trucks in their bid to sustain fight against illegal bunkering, pipeline vandalism, economic saboteurs, and other criminal elements in the country. The arrest came on the heels of the achievement recorded by the Inspector General of Police Special Task Force on Petroleum Illegal Bunkering, where suspects and exhibits were paraded in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital. The report.
Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba, represented by the Acting Force Public Relations Officer CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, revealed that the IGP Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering impounded 41 trucks with illegal petroleum products, arresting 42 suspects. Giving details of the successes made by the Inspector General of Police Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering, he said 21 have been charged to court, with 17 still under investigation, while 4 convictions have been secured in court. Final forfeiture application of 14 tankers and 4 cars to the federal government of Nigeria are pending in various federal high court branches across the federation.
We have impounded about 900,000 liters of product tested, not suspected to be adulterated again, tested to be adulterated, AGO, automotive gas oil, and about 30,000 liters of products tested to be crude oil within Rivers State from February to March 2022. And they are all here for you to see today. 13 suspects have been arrested in connection with the legal dealing of petroleum products by the Special Task Force within Rivers State alone. 2 container body trucks disguised to be loaded with foodstuff were also impounded by the Special task force after a thorough stop and search by our men attached to this task force.
He explained that these successes were achieved in River State and other parts of the country, sequel to the collective efforts in the fight against illegal oil traders and purveyors of adulterated petroleum products in the country. A total of over 1 million litres of automotive gas oil, 30,000 litres of low-poor fuel oil, 75,000 litres of crude oil, and 9,900 litres of premium motor spirit were recovered between 2021 till date.
In line with the vision and mission of the Inspector General of Police, we believe so much in technology-driven policing. I believe so much in robust community partnership, that we want to urge hoodlums and other criminals and those who are having mind to join criminals to continue to trouble Nigerians, to please stay clear. We urge them to always do away with illegal activities because a day is coming. And here we are today for some of them that have been arrested. It's a lesson to others outside looking at us that there's no gain in engaging in any criminal activities.
He called for frequent operational patrols in a bid to curb the incessant activities of illegal oil thieves and economic saboteurs.
On education, National Association of Nigerian Students on Friday ordered students to occupy the streets of Abuja with their cooking pots, mattresses and other personal effects to protest the strike embarked upon by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. NAN's president, Sunday Asefon, stated this in a letter to zonal coordinators of the union. According to the letter, sequel, the union's ultimatum issued to federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities to find lasting solution to their face-off. The students will mobilize until the institutions are reopened. In the same vein, Joint Action Committee of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and Non-Academic Staff Union of Allied and Educational Institutions have declared a 2-week warning strike. According to a memo issued by SANU President Muhammad Ibrahim and NASU General Secretary Peter Adeyemi, the unions resorted to strike due to alleged non-challenge attitude of the federal government to their demands. The union had earlier threatened to embark on a warning strike if the federal government fails to meet its demands by March 27th. In a memo addressed to their branches on Friday, the unions asked their members to proceed on the warning strike from Monday. They said the warning strike must be comprehensive and directed members to ensure strict compliance. At least 7,000 orphans and vulnerable children in primary and junior secondary schools in Bauchi State will benefit from intervention of educational materials worth 61 million naira. Chairperson of the State Orphans and Vulnerable Children Agency, Yelwa Balewa, said this to newsmen after flagging off distribution of the materials to beneficiaries at the Bauchi Local Government Secretariat. Adamu Imam completes the report.
Yelwa Abubakar Tafa Balewa said that in Bauchi Local Government, 500 of such children have been selected from various primary schools that will benefit from the scheme. According to her, the distribution of the materials is aimed at ensuring that children who are orphans and vulnerable did not feel outcast, but encouraged to face their academic pursuit unhindered.
Plastic materials is more than 61 million to be distributed to 7,000 orphan and vulnerable children in the state. Before the distribution, we assessed the orphans and vulnerable children in primary school across the state and the 20 local governments. So we have their record. And initially, these orphan and vulnerable children, the agency itself tried to register them. That is by going to the households in the communities to see that we identify these households, and then also we register these children.
However, she opined that they are committed to see that vulnerable children have a sense of belonging in the society through the provision of psychosocial support of all kinds, noting that they will put a strong supervision that every child will not be missed out in the distribution through a collaboration with the community leaders.
These are people that are responsible in the communities. And in each local government, we have our focal officers, those who are the local government staff, who are the eye of the chairman of the local government. But these focal officers, this APC link comprises of honest people in the community. Together with them, we assess the enrollment of the OBC, and then also we monitor together. And then when it comes to distribution, we go together with them.
During the distribution, one of the representatives from various communities assures that those are responsible for the distribution will not relent in ensuring justice to the orphans and vulnerables. We have a collective groups that are trustworthy to take up these responsibilities. The group's association is so wide that our members cut across 34,000. They are not only located in Bauchi Metropolis alone, but in other local government areas of the state and other communities. We have 6,640 communities, and we have 5 members in each community, such as religious, community, as well as traditional leaders, all because of this distribution to orphans and vulnerable in those localities. Speaking at the distribution exercise, the chairman Bauchi local government, Mahmoud Baba Ma'aji, represented by his deputy at the occasion, commended the agency for the gesture. He emphasized that basic education is the right of every child, no matter their status, pointing out that it is the foundation of life that must not be toyed with. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. How inventor makes hatchery delightful. Do stay with us.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trust News Updates. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. You heard that All Progressives Congress National Convention holds in Abuja, rancor-free exercise expected. You also heard that residents of the Mani community of Rigasa in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State in panic following an explosion on Friday. Some more news. Eradication of tuberculosis infection in Nigeria is encountering impediments within the period of 2020 to 2022 owing to the global focus of the COVID-19 pandemic. The National Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Program estimated 452,000 tuberculosis cases in Nigeria, out of which 138,591 cases were notified in 2020. The Federal Ministry of Health, in a bid to counter the catastrophic impact of COVID-19 on the fight against tuberculosis, reiterated further commitments through mobilization of additional support drawn from local and international donor agencies and partners. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu reports.
Tuberculosis and other related diseases burden most affected by ages 15 and 44 consequently leads to reduction in the national output on gross domestic product. The Minister of Health, Ehanire Osagie, says the federal government, in line with the WHO and TB strategy adopted in 2016, continues to make giant strides in the fight against tuberculosis amidst challenges.
Our National Strategic Health Development Plan and the National Strategic Plan for TB set our priorities as follows. Ensure continuity of TB services through provision of integrated TB and COVID-19 services, especially awareness creation, diagnosis, and contact investigation. 2, scale up demand creation for TB services through strategic media engagement. 3, expand community TB interventions to all 36 states and the FCT. 4, introduce new diagnostic tools which is a shorter TB preventive therapy and therapy and all oral medicines for treatment for drug-resistant TB.
Osage noted that although the fight against tuberculosis is ongoing, there are still lapses in estimated and notified cases due to capacity gaps among health workers.
This implies that a high proportion of children with TB are so-called missing cases, that is to say they have not been detected. Similarly, our drug-resistant TB response has not yielded the desired results, with barely 2,975 or 40% of the estimated 21,000 drug-resistant cases notified in 2021.
The implementation of the restructured tuberculosis response is attributed to end tuberculosis and save lives in Nigeria. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
A 27-year-old graduate of mechanical engineering, Muhammad Usman, is making waves in Katsina since inventing an automatic incubator and hatching machine powered by solar or gas as an alternative to electricity. Muhammad Usman said the new invention is part of his contribution to turn around poultry farming by giving Nigerians an affordable means of practicing poultry without electricity. The young engineer has so far fabricated over 50 automatic incubators and hatching machines, selling same to prospective users. The report.
The automatic hatching machine and incubator, which can be used under all temperatures, are of different capacities depending on the request or requirement of the customer. A 3,000 eggs capacity automatic incubator or hatching machine powered by solar or gas energy is being sold at 1.5 million naira only, while 300 eggs capacity is being sold at 250,000 naira only.
So this incubator is a automatic modern one, and it is greater than the foreign incubator, because the foreign incubator, it have a high consumption of power and it have a high cost, and our product, my incubator, it have a low cost and it have a low consumption of power.
The machine is capable of hatching all sorts of
And finally, on the foreign scene, thousands of people have been ordered to evacuate from their homes near Philippines' volcano Saturday after an eruption sent ash and steam hundreds of meters into the sky. Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology said in a statement that Tal volcano, which sits in a lake south of Manila, exploded with a burst at 7:22 a.m. on Saturday. It warned further eruptions are possible, which is said could trigger dangerous, fast-moving volcanic flow of gas, ash, and debris, as well as a tsunami. The agency strongly recommended residents living in vulnerable communities around the lake be evacuated, as it raised the alert level from 2 to 3. With that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.